Good morning, everybody. Auronnj here with another War of the Visions video, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit behind on my character review series. There's some characters, look, we've had so much come out lately that I haven't been able to sit down and really do an in-depth character review in a while, and I have this list, and the list is bugging the heck out of me because I like checking things off a list, if you know what I mean. So let's start catching up on these character reviews, and I'm going to do King Mont today because he's the newest character and I've used a ton of him. I think I'm just ready to do his review. Let's get to that right now. Okay, before we get into the review, we'll do the little housekeeping thing where I say, if you want to support the channel, please consider using my Amazon coin affiliate link for all of your Visior needs, or heck, buy a freaking, click the Amazon link, go buy a Ferrari, and I'll take whatever cut of that I get, so that would be cool, all you Ferrari buying people out there. Yeah. Okay, that's out of the way. Let's get to King Mont, and I'm going to jump straight into his unit screen. Now, I've unequipped all of his support abilities and his reaction ability, so these stats that you're seeing on the left here, these are his base stats, right? He has nothing equipped, no gear, we'll even double check. Favorite equipment, nothing on him. So check out this stat pool. This is 120 Mont raw, right? 5,815 HP. Goodness, you cannot go wrong there. 431 attack is really dang high for a tank base stats. Look how high his dexterity and luck is. He does not struggle to hit things. In fact, even against evasion units sometimes, he'll just hit them anyway because he has so much luck and dex, and those really help you hit. This is going to be an awkward cut in. I forgot to talk about his resists, element, and attack type. These are really important. Having 25% slash resist base is massive. It's very easy to take Mont into that 90 plus resist for slash. There's slash all over this game right now, so that's really good. 10 pierce and 15 missile resist, also really good. He is weak to strike damage, so I've seen Jesus, Raldors, people like that actually able to hurt him a little bit, but it's only 10%. It's not too bad. And nothing to magic is actually just fine. With all of the different vision cards and espers Mont can equip, these are very, very good attack type resistances that you can cover for, especially now with Phoenix being out. Then his elemental resist, the 20% to ice is so good against all the Gilgamesh, Auronnj, stuff like that, really good. And then the minus 10% to water does hurt him, but there's really great espers out there like Siren, Phoenix, espers like that that can help cover this water weakness a little bit, right? And then, hard to blind him, hard to, I believe it's a stop. Yes, hard to stop him and hard to poison him. So good here. We'll go back to the regular video now. 65 base agility. We know this guy's fast. One of the grades I'm going to do in these review series is base stats. And for a tank, Mont's base stats get an absolute A on my grading system, right? So I'm going to put an A on the screen for that. And let's not forget, the dude comes with 16 defense and 2 spirit. That's super good. Now, after we grade their stats, which is done, let's go take a look at his abilities and kind of really talk about why, how he's supposed to function. And we're going to grade his main job and then his support job, or his sub jobs, and give him grades for each one. Let's start with his main job, Master Lord. Now, I'm just going to start by saying none of the moves in this main job suck. They're all good. Proclamation is a bread and butter move for this guy. It is a hate raising buff and a agility buff. Both stats Mont absolutely wants. This skill is amazing, and the AI likes to use it. A common theme you're going to see throughout this video is I'm going to say over and over again, the AI likes to do this thing. Mont's AI is actually pretty good. Iron Blow is a barrier breaking attack that deals small damage and has a little bit of range. Okay, yeah, barrier breaking attack for 16 AP, you'll love to see it. Claws of the Young Lion, this is the Kotetsu-like skill. Now, disclaimer, right? This skill, not as good as Kotetsu. Kotetsu nerfs slash resist before it hits. This hits and then nerfs slash resist. So it does not going to do Kotetsu levels of damage, but anybody doing the raid right now knows how dang useful it is for Mont to have this big AoE attack, and it's still really good. It only costs 29 AP, which is not really limiting. Okay, Calum's Pride. This is an ability that I've seen people back and forth on. Personally, I really like this ability. It's a defense buff. You obviously want more defense on your tank, and it raises his CT. So a lot of times he'll cast this buff, then some other people will do some turns, and then he'll get kind of this like surprise next turn, which will help him separate from your team a little bit. One thing with your tanks in this game state where there's so much AoE damage, being able to separate from your team a little bit is so valuable. And because Mont is so fast, and with this buff, he really can separate from your team and save them from some of that AoE damage. Fangs of Leonis, this is a damage large attack that has a chance of inflicting disable for 3 turns. Y'all saw his stats? I run Mont at 97 faith because go disable people, Mont. You guys used to play Agrius all the time. Maybe some of you still use Agrius all the time. She's out there. Her status effects were one of her best things. Mont brings disable on a large damaging attack that only costs 24 AP. This is one of his best moves, and a disable is one of those things that can turn a fight around. Okay, Mercy's Grace. This is the only move that I have off currently for my Mont. And it's not because it's a bad move, it's because I'm not building specific like elemental resist builds. So I don't want him, hugging my teammates and casting this. Doesn't mean it's a bad skill. If I was running specific like anti-ice teams or something, boom, I'd turn this thing on, buff that element resist, and live the dream. Mont's main job absolutely gets an A+, right? Like this is an amazing main job for a tank, and combined with how useful his AI is, bet you I forget to edit that out. Combined with how useful his AI is, really helps this dude excel. Now, let's look at his sub jobs. We're going to start with Master Lord, and I'm going to give like each one of these a grade and then give like an overall sub job grade. Master Lord, I don't use this one very much. It's kind of like a knight, like dual break. This skill's good, but I'd rather go for disables, things like that. Breath of Serenity is a regen buff that he can cast at range. Again, like useful for something like clearing the tower, right? Where you need some more healing, and he can bring that with this. But in PvP, not my favorite. I'm going to give his Master Lord sub job a like C-. It's not useful in very many situations in my opinion. Nightblade, his Nightblade sub job. Okay, AP drain, the AI just won't use this, so I'm almost not going to grade it. Like, maybe it would be good in manual PvP, whatever. Stunblade, aha. Now, 14 AP, small damage, but a chance to stun with 6 uses. The AI will use this skill. It is a bread and butter skill in the current raid. Like, you want Mont just like slapping Glacial Bird with this. So very good for PvE content. And it's another status effect that Mont has a chance of landing. And with 6 uses, he's not going to run out of uses of it. I use the word uses a lot. Cool. Okay, double resist. This is a pierce and missile resist buff. This is one of the things that made Elsorel really good. So I really like this. Now, obviously, I'm not using it right now because it's level 1. But if I was fighting a bunch of Pierce and Missile teams, you know I'd level this thing immediately and start using it. Maiming Slash, AoE attack that lowers healing. Yuna, okay? Like, Yuna's out there. This is a good move. This is one of the next moves I'll level up on him. And then Spinning Slash is a large damage AoE attack around himself that's also pretty good. Overall, for Nightblade, I wish he would have gotten Drain Rush. I believe that is a Nightblade skill, the one that like 3 hit that heals you. But even without that, I think Stunblade, Double Resist, and Maiming Slash are good enough. I'm going to give a B to his Nightblade sub. It's way better than his other one. And then Ninja, I don't use this one at all yet. If I was doing a like box event fight where I was bringing a whole group in, Dream Within a Dream could get some use. This is a 3-hit attack, minimum damage, but it's an elemental slashing attack for building like fire slashing chains that only costs 17 AP. I think this is the best thing in this. Now there is the non-elemental fire damage that can be good if you need to avoid resistances, elemental resistances. There's Hide, which makes no sense on him because you want him to be a tank. Maybe you run a DPS Mont. I don't know. You do you, okay? Decider of Fate is cool. It's an accuracy buff with guaranteed crit, but I'd really rather Mont use his tank buffs instead. Shuriken, non-elemental, throw Shuriken at people, cool. And actually, Catan is typeless, by the way, too. It's not slashing. It is both non-elemental and non-type, so that's neat. And then Poison Mist is one where you like jump and poison people. Like overall, you guys, I'm gonna give a C, again, another like low C to Ninja Sub. I still think it's super good. Maybe Dream Within a Dream for PvE. And then overall, his main abilities, his main job abilities, easy A+, right? His sub job abilities, overall, I'm going to give it like a B. Not his strength, and I recommend more than anything else right now running Nightblade, just for access to the stun attack and the healing down attack, especially if you're running Mont with bells. So there's his main job and sub job grades. Let's talk about his support abilities. Let's give a grade here. These are all really good. Like, this is an easy A, like Nightblade Mastery, attack and accuracy up. Yep, use this on the raid, use that when you're fighting invasion teams. Destiny of Leonis, in PvP, auto run this. It's HP and defense buff like what Paladins get, but it comes with turn 0 hate if you've EX'd Mont. Oh my gosh, turn 0 hate, next level good. That's like an intangible buff that, like, it's something he brings that is amazing. I love Destiny of Leonis. It's one of my favorite abilities of Mont, and it's a support ability. Inner Flame raises AP up, good for PvE, right? Where you need a lot of AP to do things. Shadowrunner, Agility and Luck, I use this in PvP all the time. And Shikuchi, Move and Jump +1, I use this in PvP all the time. Basically, my PvP build is this. It's a mix of Destiny of Leonis, because I want that turn 0 hate and tank stats, mixed with either Shadowrunner if I want Mont to take more turns, or I will use Shikuchi if I have other fast people with Mont and I don't want him standing next to them. I want him getting further ahead, right? You have to be a little careful with Shikuchi, because sometimes he can get real far ahead and get like 3v1 for 2 whole rounds of combat, especially if you're running some slower people. Be careful with it. Probably my favorite combo is Destiny of Leonis Shadowrunner. Easy A right here, right? 100%. These support abilities are amazing. Okay, reaction abilities. Let's look at these. Here, let me go ahead and put these. Let me put my glacial clearing stuff back on here, because you know, you want to be beating the bird. Okay, reaction. Now, these aren't as good, although they're not terrible. Counter swing, if you need a counter attack, again, mostly for PvE, I think. Like, for example, if Mont is fighting the bird right now, and he's 1v1ing Glacial for you, you want this to help build chains, so this is useful, but in PvP, you are mostly going to run Astrologer's Protection, because it's a chance of taking reduced damage. Great! It's a tank, taking reduced damage is nice, it's just not like, he doesn't have Reflex or something like that, or God forbid Aeon Bond, because they should fire whoever made Aeon Bond. But I'm going to give a B to his ability set, mostly because Astrologer's Protection is a pretty good, pretty useful ability for a tank, and then Counter Swing is good for PvE. So just solid B there. I'm going to go ahead and put Counter Swing back on, because this guy's in raid mode for me. And there you go. Briefly, let's hit on his limit break, because this is an A+ limit break. Big AoE. Granted, you need a lot of AP to cast this, so either bells or a couple turns of buffing before you get into the fight. But Berserk, if your Mont's running 97 faith and you're fighting people that are 50 faith, good luck not berserking them. If you can catch a caster in this, for 3 turns that caster is useless. His limit break, easy A. Easy A. I love his limit break, and again, the AI will use it. And it's a good thing if your tank runs into the middle of the enemy team to cast a spell. That's what you want your tank to do. So this is kind of another way of helping the AI be like, you know what I should do? Run into the middle of the enemy team and tank them while all they can do is auto attack. One warning here. I have seen this hit a Titus, and I've seen that Titus just start putting out the damage with auto attacks. So watch out for that, but otherwise amazingly good, especially if you landed on like Yuna or something. She's like, bonk, bonk, and then she's berserked. Good. Okay, so those are his, that's my grade on him as far as his ability sets and things like that. Now, I want to go into a fight and specifically give his AI a grade, because so much of the PvP in this game is auto. I think that's a really important part of the units to grade that is often overlooked. So let's jump into an arena fight right now and look at how Mont's AI works, and then I'll give him a grade. Alright, now it's pretty clear by my ranking, like I haven't been pushing hard in arena this week, but here's a team composition and Mont, and we can fight anybody to show off like how Mont's AI works and kind of see him in action, regardless of if we win or not or what ranking we're at. So one of the things I want to point out here is it's very easy to build a very slash resistant Mont like I was talking about earlier. You slap a golden armor on him, you slap a siren on there, you throw Solidus in there with the 20 slash resist, and boom, walking into this fight, Mont, who's already a super tanky boy, is going to have 78% slash resist, right? Now, if I had like the plat helm ready, I could bump that up to 80. If I wanted to run, maybe instead of running his vision card here, if I was going for a very specifically slash resistant build, I could throw on like the Church Sisters vision card right here, right? Boom, here's another 15. So let's just do this, right? Now we're going to walk into this fight with Mont having 93% slash resist. It was that easy. Now, I'm actually not going to do that because I want the bonus from his vision card for climbing in arena, but you see the point, right? Now, as we go into the fight, we'll just fight the first person we see. Oh look, it's a mirror matchup, but their Mont's only level 120. Let's see how the AI kind of plays out here and just judge like Mont's decision making process, because that's a huge part of this game. That decision making process is massive. Now, keep in mind, Mont already has hate walking into the fight, so you can afford to give him bells. And look how even though Yuna was in slot 1, she was pulled towards the tank, Mont, and cast re-raise on him instead of just standing in the corner by herself casting re-raise. So, like, he's actually an AI buff for your teammates because he will pull them to him to cast buffs on himself. Really cool. Now, he's going to cast Proclamation. Good, that's an agility and hate buff. You'll want that out of your tank. So far, so good. His AI working as intended. Now, let's see what he can do once the fight actually gets going. Okay, enemy Mont moves forward. Fangs of Leonis. Good, it didn't disable us. That would have sucked. Here's a Holy. What kind of damage are we going to take? Not bad. You can take 2,600 damage on your Mont all day. Titus only did 931, so little in fact that our Yuna doesn't even have to heal, and now here it comes. He's gonna call on his special dad. They're gonna go Spirit Bomb on the enemy team here. Big damage and double Berserk. Enemy Yuna now completely disabled. She's just gonna die. And enemy Titus, there's no chance he can even do anything. He's just gonna walk around auto-attacking our Mont. Boom, we're going to hit him with Fangs. The cool thing about Berserk, it's not broken by you hitting them. And we just run them over, right? Now, again, this is like rank whatever in Arena. Like 10,000 or something. But so what? This is 2 120 units and another EX'd King Mont. It's not like we were fighting a cupcake here. And it was good enough to see just how his AI works. He made consistently very good decisions in that fight. And just take my word for the fact that he does this time over and over and over again. He buffs himself, buffs his defense buffs, draws his teammates to him with their buffs, and you can really use that to control the flow of the fight. So I'm going to give his AI an easy A, and we'll go on to the last part of the video now, where I give him his overall grades. Okay, let's throw his stats on the screen over there, or let's throw his scores on the screen over there, and then let's talk about his overall grade. So right, like real quick, stats, I gave him an A, main job abilities, gave him an A, sub job abilities, gave him a B, support skills, easy A, reaction abilities, solid B, and then his AI, like just how he functions in a fight, gave him an A again, which is going to give him a total score in my book of a 96 out of 100. So I guess because I'm like a teacher as well as a YouTuber, I feel like I should give things a grade. That just sort of makes sense to me. King Mont, best tank in the game right now, in my opinion. 96 out of 100, solid A. How does he get to 100? Aeon Bond. If he had Aeon Bond, I'd give him 103. I'd actually give him extra credit points, but he doesn't. Anyway, this video is getting kind of long. I hope you guys like these review videos. I got 2B and 9S coming out next. If you want to see specific of like the new EX units get reviews, I'm working on Giza right now. That review will come soonish. Yeah, that's it, y'all. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch y'all next time. Later.